So today we're gonna talk about stereotype about American guys.
Yo, what do you want to know?
Do you guys eat pizza and hamburgers every day?
Dude, every day? No.
Every day? Ooh,
Like,
Well, only 3 times a day, but no, of course not.
Not
No.
every day. Not every day.
absolutely.
Actually, I take that back. I don't ever eat hamburgers when I'm in the U.S., but I eat pizza like 4 times a week.
I love pizza.
I love pizza.
So is it true? For me, I'd say yeah. Pizza and burgers every day. It was like, yeah.
In the summer, I had burgers maybe once a week because my dad and mom had a garden out back, and they used those veggies and had like nicer, slightly healthier burgers. And pizza? Well, actually, growing up, we had pizza every Friday. It was like a family tradition. Pizza, diet soda, and watching TV on the ground in front of the TV together. It was a family thing.
Yeah.
Is everything big in America, such as groceries, shopping, road, cars?
Compared to like other countries I've been to,
Yeah.
I would say yes. You don't know it because you grow up with it, but you go somewhere else and you're like, holy, this place is small. Wow, this.
It's a big country.
Except for the welfare check.
Burn.
Burn! Everything is big. Well, I mean, we just have a lot of land.
Yeah.
And comparatively, we don't have a lot of people. So, like, people can just spread out.
So that's why roads are wider, cars are bigger, I guess?
People are bigger.
Yo, one example is I love McFlurries, but when I'm in Korea, I order just a regular one. When I go to America, I order the junior size because it's like the same amount and it's like plenty.
Like, there's a couple Costco's in Korea.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's like the only superstore that I've never even been to a Korean Costco, so I'm guessing.
Yeah,
But I'm pretty sure it's not as big as the American stores.
yeah.
So I'd say yes as well. America's bigger.
Do you guys all have a gun at home? Pistol?
I personally don't, but the rest of my family sure does.
No, I don't have a gun, but my uncle has a gun, my cousins have guns. Like, I would say about like half my family members, my like relatives, have guns.
Do I have a gun at home?
I don't have a gun. I've never even fired a gun.
Oh, really?
But my best friend has a gun, and he loves guns.
My parents own about, I lost count, 15 to 20 guns.
Yeah.
The countries I've been, that's like one of the first questions. Oh, do you have a gun? And like, no, I don't have one. Well, have you ever like fired one? Like, nah, not really.
I just want to say this as a black person. I've never shot a gun in my life.
Seriously?
Not one time.
Dang.
But I come from a place, I'm from the South, so my town has 4,000 people in it. Like, there's not a lot of like gang violence.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of hunting. So my dad is big on like deer, duck, dove, squirrel hunting.
Do you guys all hate Trump?
Most foreigners in Korea do. I'm not saying I do. I'm just, you know.
Do we all hate him?
Obviously not, because he got elected.
My mom hates him with a passion. My mom just sits at her office at work, and she's just like, I hate this man! He did something again! She had her keyboard. I get Snapchats from her coworkers, because her coworkers are like 23 or so. And they just Snapchat me, my mom just freaking out, because she's like, he's messing with North Korea, and Eric's going over there! Something's gonna happen! He's so mad!
I do not agree with Mr. Trump's decisions at all. I definitely didn't vote for him. I don't think most of America wish they did. The ones that did do it. Nah, I don't really care.
Because I know everybody wants to hate him, but I'm gonna wait until he's done in office, and then I'll look back, and then I can say yes, he was a bad president, or no, he was a good president.
There's a good portion of Americans who think that guy is stupid as shit. You can beep that out whatever you want, but some people do not think he deserves to be where he is.
Trump's support comes from middle America, where I'm from, with little to no experience with international people, my family, and have a large middle-class white evangelical background, also my family. So
That's the South in a nutshell.
that's the South in a nutshell. So I'm technically the black sheep of my family.
Just to maybe answer your question, what you want to hear is, yeah, there's like 38% of Americans out there that are that love Donald Trump, and you're never gonna change their mind.
Are you guys all open-minded to sex?
Hey.
Ooh, that's a tricky question for me because I grew up in the church. So my religious background, I'm a supporter in wait until marriage.
No,
We're
God,
from the
no.
South.
We're from the South. It's probably the most closed mind, very conservative part.
My mother told me if I ever got a woman pregnant before I got married, she would kill me.
There's a lot of people in America that grow up in religious backgrounds and they tend to have those values.
Right.
Like I knew tons of amazing people that grew up in a church, just but they never have sex. I mean, it's crazy to me because I grew up in a very liberal, non-religious household.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, sex is good the moment you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all about it.
I don't think there's a difference between Koreans and Americans. I think the difference is our openness to talk about it. I would be surprised if there was a big difference in the amount of Koreans having sex and Americans having sex. But Koreans don't talk about it as much in public.
No, we're not all open-minded. I think Koreans' view of America very much comes from the coasts.
Because of movies.
Because of movies.
Yeah, I think you get a lot of your information from movies, and a lot of that is based around California and New York, and those places are typically more open.
That just goes to show you how different people from America are. You can grow up in the same area in the same country, but have just completely different viewpoints on things.
Last question is, do you think America is the land of opportunity or home of freedom?
Ooh.
Oh man, that's something I think about almost daily, because when you grow up as an American, that's all that you learn. You learn about the history of America, right? And it's this amazing place where everybody from all these different cultures come in, and it's this big melting pot. I take a lot of pride in America being this place of many cultures, but when you get older and older, you start to realize that it's not really that way for most people.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, the American dream is simple, right? It changes a lot, but basically it's you get to pursue what you want to do and you can be successful at it if you work hard. I'm doing that in Korea. So, yeah, you can do that in America, but you can do that anywhere in the world if you have the right visa, to be fair.
I think this whole America, land of freedom thing is a good branding ploy. I feel in general, 90% of the world has freedom.
For me, is it a land of opportunity? I'm gonna say yes, because when you grow up in some other countries, you can be talented, but that talent can take you nowhere. If you have talented in a sport or something, you could go to, let's go to the US, and then boom, let's make it here.
But I think a lot of the world is starting to catch up.
Yeah.
They're finally starting to catch up. And so now, is America still great? I still think it's great. Do I think other places are becoming greater? Definitely. A lot of Americans is America's the greatest. But the thing is, if you stepped outside of America, you might not think so anymore. Because you've actually seen that there's way more out there.
좋아요'와?
구독해주고.
Oh.
Sorry, I made everything weird. I'm sorry. 구독해주세요.